Do you think your age is a source of inspiration for the youth, even though it may be a barrier when trying to communicate with the older generation, which are namely at the moment decision makers?
It's maybe this also is something that shifts in my head personally a lot, because I get the question of like, is the age the biggest reason why heads turns and invitations are set out? I mean, look, when I was 12 years old, there was nothing in sight for me other than achieving the goal of making my island home plastic bag free. And there's also so much beauty to that, because when you're 10 and 12 years old, the world is so much less complicated. And I think that there's true power to that. And it's also a skill to be able to articulate that to the older generation, where there is a big barrier and a big gap, where older generations see things a lot more complicated. We have to wait or follow the procedures. Young people see a challenge and achieve the solution, right? So I think that that's the biggest skill, but also gift that this generation has, the ability to articulate the simple solutions that we know exist and we know need to be scaled.
Yes, definitely. I definitely agree with that. And that is one of the difference between both of the generations, and which the older generation can definitely make use of, which is why we do highlight the fact that, you should give more voice to the youth.
But on that point, it's also the intergenerational change, because we cannot point fingers anymore. I don't believe that will get us anywhere. The time of pointing fingers is over.
Exactly.
But how do we work together on an intergenerational approach that is meaningful, that allows everybody to feel heard and allows us to move forward in a fast way to achieve the world we want?
And I think technology, in that sense, I mean, yes, they have the voice, they have, for example, the media, the news to speak out, but you guys have the technology, you guys have you have the creative minds to be able to paint, to be able to create different ways to attract attention. So I think, yes, thank you very much for that. So what would you recommend individuals, especially youth, about the necessary precautions to fight against pollution in their region?
Yeah, well, Bye Bye Plastic Bags started off in Bali, and now we're in 60 locations all around the world. And the cool part is that this was all started by other young people who saw what we were doing on the island of Bali and said, hey, if they can do it on Bali, then so can we, and wherever we are around the world. So in these 60 teams globally, students in high school, middle school, or university are leading. But what we quickly came to realize is that there is no copy-paste solution, right? Exactly as you said, how do we look locally at our regions and apply the solutions or the messaging of saying no to plastic bags? Step one, do your homework, right? We have to understand what is the mindset of the people in our area, in our community. Perhaps it's very far advanced, and we all know that plastic is bad. And perhaps in other regions, plastic is still very much good in everybody's mindset. So understanding the area that you're in and then adjusting your action plan to that. So have conversations with local store owners, have conversations with community members, family members, and start to understand what the general mindset is. And from there, lead by example. Never underestimate the power you have as an individual to inspire change by your individual actions.